All right, gonna get my squats in here, Morgan, to make sure getting rid of that belly fat. Well, one way to do it would just be to walk outside. I mean, you're gonna walk outside, stand out there for a few minutes, you already be sweating. You can sit on the front porch and be sweating. But again, if you are gonna be exercising in all seriousness, make sure to be safe if you're doing it outside because it is very hot. Feels like 100 there in Fayetteville, 91 degrees the actual air temperature with a dew point of 74, which makes it actually harder on your body to sweat with all that moisture around you. Another hot area, Fort Smith at 76 for that dew point. So it feels like 103, same air temperature, but with that added dew point, it's making it feel 3 degrees warmer than in Fayetteville. There also is the potential of some Saharan dust. You're noticing that it is under the moderate air quality for us pretty much across the region. In the River Valley, it's a little bit okay. But again, for the most part, it is on the okay side. It's mainly elevated. More so we're worried about the heat, but just to keep an eye on things if you're very sensitive to allergens as well as dust. The bulk of it is really sitting over us right now this afternoon, and eventually it will take its way out of here later tonight, and then after that, it'll be done. So there might be a little bit of a haze in the sky, but as you notice outside, it was very minimal, if at all. It was hard to see. It wasn't like that thick wildfire smoke sometimes you'll see that'll come down from Canada or either the desert Southwest. We didn't see really much of it. Otherwise, I mentioned the big story is the heat. Extreme heat warning in effect for Franklin, Logan, and Johnson County through later this evening at 8 p.m. They've already extended the heat advisories and extreme heat warning for the Tulsa counties here up to Franklin County. So I'd expect Logan and Johnson will also have it once again tomorrow. Heat advisory for Carroll and Benton County. You might be thinking, well, Washington and Madison, why aren't they under a heat advisory? The terrain makes things maybe a degree or two cooler, but again, it's really splitting hairs at this point. If it has a heat advisory or not, it is still going to be hot. So that feels like forecast is not going to change much over the next 5 days. For tomorrow and Thursday, and maybe a degree or two cooler, just because although the air temperature stays about the same, the humidity will drop a couple degrees. Then on Friday and Saturday, the humidity will jump back up, especially on Saturday. That's where we can see that feels like, again, more rapidly closer to 110 for many areas. So the dew points eventually later today will get more into the lower 70s. Then I think Thursday and Friday will be more in the upper 60s. Then on Saturday, we'll jump back up into the mid 70s. So still going to feel muggy no matter what, but maybe, again, little by little, we'll see it on the lower side. Now, you might be wondering, have we had a 100-degree day yet? Well, we have not. And usually in 1 year, we have about 9 in the River Valley and 1 in northwest Arkansas. Maybe it's hard to believe only 1, but again, the terrain doesn't necessarily help that. Well, I'm going to say it should help because you don't want it to be 100 degrees. But usually we have about 9, and usually our first one's in mid-July, and we haven't had it yet. Well, with the lower humidity, less moisture in the atmosphere, it's a little bit easier to warm it up. And I don't think we'll get there in northwest Arkansas, but on Friday we'll become close, I think, in the upper 90s. Then we'll cool back down, quote unquote, as we get a little bit more moisture as high gets in the mid 90s. The River Valley, on the other hand, do expect the potential, especially on Friday, the high of 101 and 100 on Thursday. So again, we might get there. We haven't had one yet, but we usually are due for 9 to 10 in the River Valley, so we're a little bit behind schedule. Not to say we need to catch up at any point, but we do have the potential of getting our first later this week.
We're okay with being behind schedule. Congratulations in the River
Yes.
Valley. You win the competition of how many 100-degree days?
Absolutely, and it is uncommon to not have any. Back in 2020, we didn't have any for either area, but a couple years ago, we had as many as 34. So maybe let's find a sweet spot and keep it in the single digits.
Yeah, we're happy not to have 34.
Yes, exactly.
All right, well, coming up.